What's going on, everybody? Welcome out to the channel today. Welcome out to the workshop. We, however, are not going to be working in the shop today. And that is the reason right there. We have a check engine light on in the car, and I'm going to kind of walk you guys through how to diagnose that. All right, so step one that you want to do when you have a check engine light is find out what the actual code is. I have a AutoLinks code reader that I got for very cheap. It was like $30–40 off Amazon, but you can take your car to any kind of AutoZone or place like that and get your car scanned with no charge. So that's another freebie that you can do. So let's go ahead and plug this up and see what the code reads. All right, so here is the home screen on this one. This is a very simple one to use. So we're gonna just hit enter, let it do its little thing. So as you can see right now, it has found two codes. So we're gonna scroll down to the engine, read codes, stored ones. So I got PO135, which is usually dealing with the O2 sensor. And here you can see, this is O2 sensor, heater, circuit, bank 1, sensor 1. So then we can scroll down again, and we got a P0031, which is a heater control circuit, low, bank 1, sensor 1. So right now we got it kind of detailed down to where we have to look. It's dealing with the O2 circuit, and it's going to the first one because it's on bank 1. The second one is something else. I can't remember what that one is, but I know that dealing with bank 1 is the top one. Your car might have 2 or 3 different O2 sensors, so you can always look in your like a service manual and kind of get more detail in that. So let's go ahead and I'll show you guys some ways to test out your O2 sensors. So there is your O2 sensor right there. It's always on the exhaust pipe going out because it's reading the exhaust and can adjust your different fuel air ratio mixture. And there's a lot of wiring that goes to it. There's a couple different connections. So what we want to do is actually look at it and find your connection, which is right here on mine, and we're gonna test it out and see if it's the actual O2 sensor or if it's the wiring. So to test your O2 sensor is very easy. All you need is a multimeter that can read the resistance, which is that right there, and also one of the voltages. You want that because we're going to be doing 2 tests on it to see where the sensor is bad, if it is the sensor. But first we're going to check to make sure that it is receiving power by taking the connection loose and testing to make sure that we have 12 volts running to the sensor. So first thing we're going to do is we have to disconnect that connection, and that's simply by taking the 2 pieces apart. Usually they're kind of clipped together. You might have to get a screwdriver, but this came apart fairly simple. So now you have your male and female ends where you can actually touch them with the multimeter to check them. So here I went online and found a diagram or schematic of my O2 sensor connection, and we want to just make sure that it's getting power. So as you can see here, we want to test from pin number 3, which is the ignition 1 voltage, to a ground, which is just any kind of bolt in your engine compartment, and make sure that your car is turned with the ignition switch on, and we'll see if we get 12 volts. So now we know that we got 12 volts, we got good power going to the O2 sensor. More than likely it's going to be a bad O2 sensor, but we're going to go ahead and check the resistance on it just to show you guys the process of checking that. So I've already found out what pins I need to check the resistance and about how much they need to do, or how much resistance there should be. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. distance, which is really high for an O2 sensor. So now we're gonna go ahead and replace it. It's very simple to replace. All you're gonna need is a couple of wrenches, maybe some deep sockets, but it's very simple and a job you can definitely do on your own. All right, so right here at the O2 sensor, it's covered by this shield right here. So I've got these 3 bolts right here, here, and here that need to be removed. I have a 13mm socket, and it's gonna make for quick work. So now we can go ahead and remove the heat shield off the exhaust pipe. And now we are in full view of the O2 sensor right here. Alright, so to remove the O2 sensor, we've already got the connection already loose because we were checking it, and I've already purchased an O2 sensor, so I can go ahead and just change it. You want your wrench. This is a 7/8 inch wrench. Break it loose, and then just unscrew the O2 sensor. Here you can see I've gotten my new O2 sensor right next to my old one, and this one right here is pretty burnt up. You can see where it got really hot right in here, and it's all deformed, where this one's nice and round. Now this O2 sensor came with a pack of anti-seize, which is an absolute must. So this O2 sensor, once it's in place, it's going to get very, very hot, and the threads can actually kind of bind up together. So what we do is put the anti-seize around all the threads, and that will make it so that if you do have to replace it again, it's a whole lot easier than without it. Alright, so now all you gotta do is reverse the process that you took it apart. So now I will just screw it in by hand. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and check on the live data with the O2 sensor. And this is all the different things that you can check. So here is the one that we were dealing with, the O2 sensor bank 1, sensor 1. And as you can see, it is actually reading now. Before it was not reading. And there is the O2 sensor bank 1, sensor 2. So that one's reading as well. So now the issue with the car is fixed, and I can drive it around, not worry about anything. O2 sensors aren't that really big of a deal, but it is something that will annoy you by having a little light on in your car. But now that's fixed, now we can drive it around, no problems. Thanks guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, learned a little something. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have any extra tips. Hit that thumbs up button, guys. I appreciate it. If you guys are new, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys on the next video.